there, and welcome back to the channel everybody again. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a pair of work trestles. Very handy thing to have about the workshop, and you can just move them out the way when you're not using them. So to begin with, I'm starting off with just two pieces of rough sawn timber. I'm not bothering to use plain timber or anything else, I'm just making them very roughly. So I've got a piece here, it's 100mm by 50mm, so 4x2, and another piece about 95mm by 22mm, so just a little bit under 4x1 there. And what I'm going to do now is, sorry, I'll let you know the length as well. The length is 900mm. All I'm going to do is just try and centralise this in the middle of this piece, and I'm just going to confirm that with my combination square, 24mm, 23, same at the other end, just 23mm and 22. Doesn't have to be absolutely exact, it's not critical, but get it as close as possible. And I'm just going to put a little screw in just into the side, sort of cheek screw it in here. This is actually just a temporary screw, and just be careful not to screw it to the bench. I nearly did there. And I'll just double check the size, 22, 23, that's okay though. Just another one down here. Just check the size again. 20, 23, 23, screw in again. Now what I'm going to do is change over the screwdriver bit to a 8mm hex head. This should hold this in place. Screwed it to the bench. And now all I'm going to do is take four 4 hex head coach screws, 6mm by 50mm, and I'm just going to drive them in. Sink them in a little bit until they're about flush with the surface. One at the other end. And then just divide the other two out, just roughly. If you're struggling with where to put the screws, just draw a line, find the centre of this piece of wood and just draw a line down the middle, and that will give you the line to put the screw on. Then we can go back and, sorry, around this side. Put our screwdriver bit back in and remove the two screws. And that will be the top of one of our trestles. So I'll now show you how to put the legs on these. Okay, so I've set my combination square to 75mm, and I'm just going to come in here, 75mm, and draw a line down. Same at the other side. Just going to come in 75mm and draw it like that. And that will give me an indication of where to put these legs. So this is not a predetermined angle. This is just an angle that I've just made out my head. Basically, I just looked at the height that I wanted and sort of how far I thought the legs needed to come out. And so, as you can see, so it will be like that. So I've just sort of guessed the angle myself, and I've just cut them all to the same angle. There's nothing wrong with you making a different angle. If you want the legs to be further in, you can make a steeper angle or a more gradual angle, or if you want the legs to be further out, you can make a steeper angle. It's entirely up to you. Now what I will do is I'm going to prepare 2 screws, coach screws in here. Just keep back from the edge a little bit so it doesn't split. Just have them going at a slight angle. And try to make sure they're not sticking through before you actually screw them in. And this is where it would be better having somebody else to help you to hold it, but in this case I will just hold it myself and drive the screws in quite far. And there will be more screws in this. This is just the initial 2 screws to hold it. And I'll do the other side. Just going to use a block of wood to prop this up a bit. Again, start the screws at a little bit of an angle, keep back from the edge a little bit. I've went too far there, so I'm just going to bring it back slightly. Same again, just line it up with the line as best as you can. As I say, it doesn't need to be perfect, it's only a trestle. Nice and deep in. And that's one side done, so we now turn it over and fix the legs to the other side. So just exactly the same as before, combination square 75mm, mark a line, same at the other side, and I will just fix the other 2 legs, same as before. Okay, so I've got a couple of pieces of 150 by 25mm here, and you could put these on anywhere from here down to here. This is just a piece of bracing, and I'm just going to line up the corners with the edge of the timber. Just run a pencil line down the back. And I'll just mark this side R for right, and I'll just put an R here. And then we'll go round the other side. We'll mark this piece L for left. Again, just bring the piece up until the corners are just on, until it looks about level and the corners are just about on the edge. Then we'll go and cut these. That fits fine, so I'm just going to start a couple of these hex head screws. As you'll see, I've used hex head screws in all of this construction because it's better for, there's a good chance that, especially with bigger screws, there's a good chance that posy drive and Phillips screws could actually slip out of the bit driver. So this sort of eliminates that. That's what I like about these hex head screws. It's very, once it's in there, it's very solid. It's turning. It's not likely to come out. So let's put one in there. About there. Just line them both up as best as you can, and just add another two further down. Side. Same thing again. Okay, so I've got this piece to go along here as well, and that will be the final piece of support. That means it will be supported in this direction as well as this direction. So again, we've got 100mm to work with here, so you don't need to be too close to the edge, just anywhere at all. Then we'll just put the same on the other side, and that'll be us finished.
Audio Jungle.